Welcome to the St. Francis Preparatory School Virtual College Fair. My name is Jasmine. I'm going to serve as your facilitator for our session today. Before we get started, I have a few housekeeping announcements. The first, you can use that Q&A feature to type your questions to our presenters at any point throughout our session today. Second, your camera and microphone are off, so we are unable to see or hear you. Third, this is just one of many different sessions we're offering, so feel free to visit our registration site to sign up for additional sessions. And finally, this presentation is being recorded. You'll have access to that recording within about a week or so. We have a great lineup of colleges for you all today, including New York Institute of Technology, FIDM, Pratt Institute, LIM College, New York Conservatory for Dramatic Arts, and the School of Visual Arts. With that said, I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to our first presenter from New York Institute of Technology.
Sweet, thank you. Hi, everyone. My name is Harsh Mehta. I'm the Assistant Director of Admissions at New York Tech. Just like it says in our name, we are based in New York. So without further ado, we have two campuses. We have one that's in New York City, as well as the one that's in Long Island, where you guys are located. And specifically, you have great access to either or campus. Our New York City campus is built on a 4-block radius, so we're built up, whereas our Long Island campus it's on a 157-acre campus. So you definitely have the option of going to either or campus, as well as going from one campus to another throughout your time at NYIT. This is what I call my fun fact sheet. These are all our fun facts about New York Tech. We are a super small institution, so I like to say that off the back. Our student body combined is about 4,000 students, and we are a polytech STEM research institution. So our student to faculty ratio is 11:1. So we are a super hands-on school, and something you'll probably see or hear me keep saying is that we are a hands-on institution. So we definitely like to give the forefront to our students. We're all about for you guys to get a great placement for internships as well as jobs. We also have been ranked #1 most diverse student body in the US. So that's something that we're very proud about. And we have a lot of courses related to that piece as well as of this upcoming year. Along with that, like I've said, we are a STEM school. So we have everything across the sun. So we have everything from College of Arts and Sciences. We also are a fully functioning medical school as well. So any of you guys are looking for medicine, we have everything. We also have an architect school. So majority of our programs are available on both campuses. The only programs that are not available in our New York City campus is my medical programs, because we have the medical hospital on the Long Island campus. Needless to say, you can still take some elective courses at the New York City campus, and our academic advisors work with that, as well as we also incorporate study abroad within our courses as well. So this is something I love to talk about, is accelerate your success. Something that my colleagues would always tell you is you definitely want to save time and money. So these are on the left side of the screen. You see all my combined programs. We are still test optional. My medical programs, however, do require a test score. So we do require SATs or ACTs for that, as well as the GPA of 90 or higher. I'll definitely put my contact information in the chat so you guys could send me a separate email and we could definitely talk more about those programs. On the right side of the screen, these are accelerated programs that incorporate your master's. So within 5 years, you'll get your bachelor's as well as additional year for your master's program. So these are great things to look into. These are things you could apply directly out of high school. So that's something you definitely want to look at when you're applying to New York Tech. Some common questions I often get are, do you double major? Unfortunately, we don't allow students to double major. However, you're allowed to add more than 2 minors to your course load. So these are all the minors that we have available. Your minor does not need to be pertaining to your major. So you could be a graphic design student and you could take a minor in medical humanities or something in the health professions. I always say take diversity in your coursework, because you never know when you need something or when something's going to be useful to you. So I call it the tool belt kit. More importantly, along with academics and stuff, you want to get involved. It's so important to get involved and to leave a legacy behind or get that network going. So we have 60+ organizations and clubs, both on New York City as well as Long Island. Our clubs meet every Tuesdays and Thursdays. We do something called Common Hour. So 2 hours out of the week on Tuesdays and Thursdays, there's no classes. So that's a great way to catch up on your studies, as well as get involved in clubs. I know something that's really popular lately is esports. So we definitely have a strong esports team We also have a robotics team as well. So definitely use that. Definitely join our Facebook pages as well. That's a great way to connect with what programs we're having and what's new programs are being offered at New York Tech. So one of my other slides I love to call, I know this is probably the daunting slide, it's our tuition. So we are a private institution. We are based in New York. So any out-of-state students, or you're thinking, oh, like I'm an international student or whatever, doesn't matter. Our fees are same across the board. We also do merit-based scholarships that ranges from $18,000 up to $30,000 a year. Our merit-based scholarships are automatic, so you don't have to submit a separate application to it. We strictly use your GPA from your high school to generate that scholarship. And we do have housing available both at our Long Island campus as well as the New York City campus. So my last slide is going to be to contact us. We are working virtual. We have been working virtual. So you definitely could screenshot this or save it. Feel free to text us, call us, even email us. We're always available. And thanks. And hopefully, if you have more questions, I'm going to put my information in the chat box, and you're more than welcome to send me an email separately. Sweet, thanks.
I guess I'll just start. My name is Beth, and I'm here with my colleague Shannon, and we are from FIDM, known as Fashion Institute of Design and Merchandising. A bit about FITM, we're a private accredited four-year college in California. We offer specialized associate and bachelor's degrees, as well as an MBA program. Our flagship campus is in LA. We're the West Coast home of Project Runway. We're a college of the applied arts, educating students for careers in fashion, creative business, interior design, digital arts, and entertainment. The fashion industry generates over $400 billion a year in the US alone every year. So these creative industries are all part of a global economy, and California is actually fifth in the world. So from entertainment to action sports, beauty, design, lifestyle, California is where it's at. I'd like to share my screen and show you a little bit about FITM. We're going to start with our majors page. Our website is actually fitm.edu, and it's very user-friendly. Our majors page, we have over 30 unique and interesting majors. And the commonality is we teach design and business in every major. So for instance, apparel industry management, if we take a closer look, that combines design, business, as well as technology. It prepares the students for eventual ownership or management of a global manufacturing company. For each major, you can click on, there will take you to the facts as well as the experience of the major. So under experience, for instance, you can see that we have study abroad and which study tours would be available for each specific major. Another unique program is beauty business management, or beauty marketing and product development. That focuses on the business end of the beauty industry. Digital marketing focuses on how companies are doing their advertising, their marketing, and their branding. It incorporates a lot of social media as well. Fashion design, textile, interiors, graphic, film and TV, costume design, and of course, the business end of fashion, which is merchandising and marketing. Our career quiz is always interesting at fitm.edu, and I feel like that's a fun little way to get to know your interests. In terms of admissions, we take a holistic approach to each student. And so you can apply online and connect with an advisor who will actually walk you through the whole process. Our admissions is rolling. We're on the quarter system. We're a test optional school offering, and actually we're looking for about a GPA of 2.8 to 4.0 roughly. Our design majors will need a portfolio for admittance, while business students would be given a little bit of a business project to do. Of course, we need letters of recommendation, essay, the usual. Financial aid definitely begins at the beginning. And I say, you know what? Definitely it starts with FAFSA, but honestly, to be honest with you, we offer a lot of scholarships. So it is really, really important to throw your hat into the ring. We have a lot of scholarship opportunities. Sometimes students come to us right from their high school, but sometimes they come to us after they transfer. They might want to start at a community college and make FITM their next stop. And we love those students because we offer scholarships as well. And then we have a whole page devoted to scholarships. So there we go. We have a degree path tool, which is great to plot your course of study. And I want to show you the housing because, of course, it's LA. So actually, you know, what's not to love? We have apartment style housing for the students, 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms for 4 students with communal kitchens and living area. Most importantly, I'd really like to call your attention to the fact that that FITM has educators working. We're industry professionals in the classroom, and students are being taught by industry professionals. So the perspective on their work is current, relative, and definitely spot on. Class size is pretty small. Our enrollment in LA is about 3,800 undergraduate. So there's a real opportunity for students to get to know their professors and build those relationships. Industry leaders help shape our curriculum so we stay really current. Each student, this is the major FITM advantage, I say. Each student will have access to their own career advisor for their duration at FITM, because our goal is really to both educate and professionalize every student. Students will have the opportunity to develop and build their resume while working as a college student. And that's really a major advantage. They will have ongoing resume and interview workshops. Internships are key. So the Career Center helps procure those with prestigious and well-known companies that will foster networking, leading to job recruitment and often job placement before graduation. Our Career Center is open to the students and graduates for the life of their career. There's over 8,000 job postings every year. So really your relationship with FITM will continue long after graduation, and that's really what we call the FITM advantage. Thank you so much. And we feel free to please field all your questions through the chat. We look forward to it.
Thank you for having me today. My name is Michael Berry. I'm the Assistant Director of Admissions at Pratt Institute. I will put my information in the chat after the presentation. Pratt is the oldest art and design school in the United States. We're not the oldest art school, but we are the oldest art and design school. And these 4 pillars of making are part of everything that we sort of imbue in our students and the different methods and modalities that we teach. And those are industrial arts, commercial arts, fine arts, and engineering. These aspects will be a part of everything that we teach at Pratt. We offer over 22 different art and design majors, and we offer more studio art courses than any other college in the country. We are ranked in the top 10 for every single offering that we have, and many of our offerings, we are ranked number 1. We consist of a diverse global community. We are 32% international. We have all 50 states represented at Pratt in over 80 countries. We are committed to a global experience, and this extends out over into our abroad opportunities and exchange opportunities. We offer exchange opportunities in over 50 countries, and we're very excited to be able to provide that with you. Unfortunately, due to COVID, a lot of those programs are on hold. So we do encourage students to check online and check their specific major of interest to see what is currently running. One of the things I want to mention is Pratt is located in New York City. It's in Brooklyn. The the cultural epicenter of the world, arguably. We are the only art and design school on the East Coast that has a true campus, and we guarantee housing for as long as you are in school. All our housing is on campus. Pratt is actually a beautiful state park, a state sculpture park, and we have beautiful sculptures that decorate our campus that are done by famous artists, alumni, and faculty. Pratt is also a beautiful, beautiful open campus area where students have access to the lawn and things like that. It's really amazing place to study. We have a 97% job placement within the first year of graduating, and we offer and 25% of Pratt students start working in their field before they graduate. So that's something that's really important to us and important to our mission. Our job is to provide the support system for students that come to Pratt to achieve their artistic and professional goals while they're in school and when they graduate thereafter. We host over 120 professional recruitment events on campus every year. And over 10 major specific recruitment events on campus every year. So we're really trying to get you an internship and get you working in the field. Again, over 60% of Pratt students will do an internship while they are in school, and over 25% of students will start working in the field before they graduate. Our school is broken down into 4 sections: the School of Art, the School of Design, the School of Architecture, and the School of Liberal Arts and Sciences. We break it down this way because it makes cross-disciplinary exploration something that we promote heavily, a possibility. We do want students to be able to, take a look at different opportunities in different creative fields as much as possible, but while still acknowledging their professional aspirations and professional practicum. Being a studio environment, we will simulate the professional workforce as early as the sophomore year. We also have a number of minors. We actually offer more minors than we do majors. Again, this is in pursuit of providing the support system to our students. All students who apply to Pratt are eligible to minor, although they do not have to. Many students are looking more for a time of exploration and a time to try a lot of different modalities of making, and we support a student that's looking for that as well. We don't prefer one over the other. It's just, again, making sure we have that support system in place for your educational and professional needs. Pratt also has a sister campus in Utica, New York, for a more bucolic sort of setting and experience. Students have the option to do 2 years in our upstate campus in Utica and then transfer over and finish out the 4-year degree program at Pratt Institute in Brooklyn. Again, I mentioned the study abroad opportunities earlier. Our main campus, again, is located in Brooklyn, and it is a 25-acre, beautifully enclosed, landscaped campus. It is, just such a part of that area of Brooklyn. We are nestled between Fort Greene, Bed-Stuy, and we are actually located in the Clinton Hill neighborhood. And we are within walking distance to the Brooklyn Museum, Brooklyn Academy of Music, and we are roughly about 15 minutes out away from Chinatown in Manhattan, and about 20 minutes proper away from Midtown. So it's an ideal location, and it's a wonderful place to sort of get the experience of studying art in a campus environment. We are test optional. We do require 2 criteria in order to complete an application to Pratt, and that is complete transcripts through a complete junior year and a portfolio. Every major at Pratt requires some type of visual portfolio. It's 15 to 20 pieces of your best artwork. We award scholarships based on merit, and everyone that applies to Pratt is automatically considered. We also participate heavily in the HAOP program. I am the HAOP liaison. So anyone who thinks that they might be eligible, I encourage you to reach out to me after today. Thank you so much, and I look forward to answering your questions later on.
Hi, everyone. Good afternoon. My name is Justin. I'm an admissions counselor at LIM College. Thanks for joining us today. Gonna go ahead and get started and make this screen bigger. Let's see. And try this again. Give me 1 second. It's not letting me make the screen bigger, so I'm just going to go ahead and get into it just for the sake of time. So LIM College, we are a small fashion business school located in the heart of New York City. We're around 1,400 undergraduate students. For a small school, we're really proud of our diversity. We have students across 40 states and 28 different countries. We've got a 9-to-1 student to faculty ratio, average class size of 17. So there are no lecture halls at LIM College. You're going to get to know your peers, you're going to get to know your professor, and build a network, while you're a student. So at LIM College, here are our majors. I'll quickly speak about each of them. So fashion merchandising is probably our most popular major, great for somebody who wants to be a stylist or a buyer or a planner, work on the product development side. Visual studies is our most creative major. That's where you'll learn about art and color theory, digital design, photography, and actually the picture that you see on this slide is from a visual studies classroom. We got marketing. Marketing is really broad. There's a lot that goes into that, from public relations, advertising, social media, research, analytics. Management is a major. That's great for somebody who maybe wants to be the boss one day. So maybe you want to have your own fashion business. Management can be a great major for that. And those 4 majors are part of our Bachelor of Business Administration program. The next 2 that I'll talk about, international business, part of our Bachelor of Science. So just kind of learning about fashion and business on a global scale. And then fashion media is one of our newer and cool majors, which is our take on communications and journalism in both digital and traditional capacity. We also have the business of fashion. That's a newer major, but that's exclusive to transfer students coming in with either their associate's degree or 60+ credits. And as you can see, we also offer 2-year associate degree programs. Here are our minors. So if you notice on the left side, you see our majors again, because our majors count as minors. And then in the middle on the right side, you'll see our other minors. They're all great. Some of the more popular ones I've been hearing about recently, in no particular order: sustainability. I'm sure some of you know that's become a big topic in fashion. So sustainability, beauty, fashion styling, event planning, interior home concepts. I mean, they're all these minors are great, but those are some of the more popular ones I have been hearing about lately. Internships. So it's a big part of LIM College. It's something that we're known for. Our internship program at LIM College is basically as you see it there. So students will come in, they'll take their internship seminar course, and once they complete that course, they're eligible to jump into their internships. Students will take a minimum of 3 internships during their time at LIM College. Some students will do more than that. Internship 1 can be retail or corporate. Internship 2 will be corporate. And then your senior co-op is your second semester senior year, where you're basically working almost full-time hours. So how do you apply to LIM College? Well, you would apply directly on our website. We're not on the Common App. So you would go to our website, you would start your online application, you would fill out each part of the application, and then you would also need to submit your high school transcripts and submit your responses to the short answer questions. It's a very straightforward application process. We're holistic in our review of the application process. When students apply, students are considered for merit-based scholarships, which is based on the GPA. And we are test optional. So SAT, ACT scores are not required, but if you'd like to submit them, you can. And in the interest of time, that's what I have for today. But what I'll do is in the chat, I'll post a link to our website. This way you can learn more about our Summer Fashion Academy, which is something we're really excited about. It's a summer program that'll be launching in July. You'll get to learn more about our residence hall on our website as well. So I'll post a link to our website in the chat shortly, as well as the admissions email address. But thank you all for your time today.
Hi, everyone. My name is Tyler Lenhart, and I'm coming to you guys from the New York Conservatory for Dramatic Arts. I'm thankful for the opportunity to chat with you guys about the Conservatory. We are a really specific school in the sense that we're really looking just for actors. We only have 3 majors at the Conservatory, and we're a really small school located right in Manhattan. We're in Chelsea and Flatiron, kind of on the border of those 2 neighborhoods on 19th Street between 5th and 6th. And we have majors in film and television acting, musical theater, and something called new media for actors, which is really designed for somebody who wants to create and produce their own content as well as act. And we've been around since 1980 training actors. Before then, there wasn't a huge push to acting on camera. All acting training was based on stage. And there wasn't this technique for how to act on camera. And our founder, Joan C., started teaching actors who were trained primarily for the stage how to make the transition to act on camera. And we were founded in 1980, and we've been in this neighborhood teaching actors since then. We just had our 40th anniversary last year. And, you know, we are really looking for a student who knows that they want to be an actor. We're a 2-year conservatory, and a conservatory is a very specific type of school where you're just focusing on your art. So in a conservatory, you are not taking gen eds. You're just focusing on your acting training. So your days are filled with acting technique class, movement for the actor, voice and speech, improvisation. If you're in musical theater class, you're also taking dance and voice lessons and music theory. And because we are an accredited institution, you would be graduating with an associate's degree. We do have an agreement with the New School, which is our neighbor in Union Square, where you could transfer in as a 3rd-year student and take those gen ed requirements to graduate with your bachelor's. But we are really designed for that student who knows that in your gut, you want to be an actor and you want to spend 2 years hyper-focusing on your training. 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday, Saturday morning classes as well, after school working on your scenes with your scene partners, memorizing material, and really training very intensely for those 2 years. In your 2nd year, meeting with casting directors here in New York City, meeting with agents, performing for them, and taking a business class, learning how this industry works, so that you can get out there and start working as an actor. That's really our goal here, is to create a well-rounded actor with a tool belt of different tools that you can pull from in your acting career and know how the industry works. This business is really tough and you need a solid training, and that starts with going to a conservatory and working towards your craft. Our application process is pretty straightforward. It's an online application form that is not through the Common App. It's a pretty quick application form. And then we do require you to submit your high school transcript, some supplemental documents, your letters of recommendation, essay, and then you'll audition for us. And that audition would be a performance of a 1-minute monologue and a song as well if you're auditioning for the musical theater division. And because we are a conservatory and you wouldn't be taking those gen eds, we typically are looking for at least a 2.5 GPA or above. And we really, again, are looking for that student who knows that this is what they want to do in their professional career. We also, for somebody who is interested in acting, but not 100% sure if they want to commit to this intense style of training and this very specific style of training, we also have a 4-week summer intensive where you earn 6 college credits that are transferable. So if you are very interested in acting, either for the camera or for the stage, and you want to spend 4 weeks living in New York City and studying with our faculty that teach in our college and earn those 6 college credits, it's a great way to get started. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to post a little link here in the chat. If you're interested in the conservatory, fill out this form and it'll connect you with somebody in admissions. It might be myself or one of my colleagues, and we'll kind of guide you through the process. But thanks for letting me chat with you guys today. And if you have any questions, I'm here to help you guys out. Thank you.
Awesome. So I'll just jump right into our presentation from the School of Visual Arts. So thank you for joining us today. I'm listening to one last presentation. My name is Katie McCaffrey. I'm one of the admissions counselors here at SVA. And I'm also joined today by my colleague, Jen Lloyd, who will be in the Q&A throughout our presentations. If you have any SVA specific questions, definitely feel free to drop them in there and she'll be able to answer you. But just jumping in with a little bit of basic information about SVA, we were founded in 1947 as the Cartoonist and Illustrator School. So we started out with just those 2 departments, 35 students and 3 faculty members. So we've definitely grown a lot since then. Current day, we are comprised of approximately 3,600 undergraduate students that span across our 11 different Bachelor of Fine Arts degree programs. We have over 930 faculty members who are all working professionals in their field, and that is a requirement to be a teacher here at SVA. They teach over 1,700 courses, which is way more classes than you can ever take in 4 years. So there's definitely a lot of selection. And when you graduate, you can join a group of over 38,000 global alumni. But a little bit more about our campus. We're located in Manhattan, primarily on 23rd Street and 21st Street between 1st and 8th Avenue. We kind of separate our campus into the east and the west side. So depending on which department you're interested in, you kind of spend more time on one side or the other. We do have a campus shuttle that runs between both sides that is just for SVA students to use and is free to use. But most of our facilities that you see here on our map are dedicated to our different studio facilities. So all of our hardware and software on campus is updated every 18 months. So you're always using the most current version of any sort of program or computer or camera or whatever it may be, whatever your department kind of has for you to utilize. There's always the most current version of that for you to use and learn. You'll see some pictures here. We have a lot of different facilities, such as our library. We have a bioart lab, we have a fiber arts lab, kind of any sort of facility for any sort of artwork that you might want to make. We probably have it on campus. So definitely if you are thinking of anything specific, feel free to drop it in the Q&A and we can let you know. But these are the 11 different departments that we have here at SVA, and a couple things to note about our departments. So we do offer BFA degrees throughout all of them. And the biggest thing to note about a BFA degree is the credit breakdown that you'll have over 4 years here at SVA. So doing a BFA, you're focusing mainly on your studio classes. You'll be doing 2/3 of your classes in studio and then 1/3 in humanities, sciences, and art history courses. So you're really focusing in on the department that you apply to. And when you apply to SVA, we don't allow students to come in undecided. We do ask that you choose a department, and that is because most of our departments have very specific curriculum from that very first year. So if you're interested in something such as like film or photography and video, you'll be using cameras from that very first year, from that very first week of class. If you're interested in one of our animation departments, such as the 2D animation or our computer art department, you're learning those different animation fundamentals, again, from that very first week of class. So you really kind of hit the ground running. But we do have 4 departments that share a first year curriculum. And when you apply, you do still have to pick one of these, but it is a little bit easier to switch between the 4 of them going into your second year. If you're kind of on the fence, we have a lot of students that are kind of, deciding between cartooning and illustration, maybe design or fine arts. So these 4 departments do share a first year curriculum that is a little more traditional, where you're doing drawing, painting, sculpture, art history, and then again, some humanities and science courses. So if that's something that you are kind of thinking about, that's something to keep in mind for these 4 departments. But all of our other departments, you can see the curriculum on our website if you are interested to see specifically kind of what you're learning from year to year. But a little bit more about our faculty and our alumni. So like I mentioned, all of our faculty here on campus are working professionals in their field, meaning that they teach part-time and then they're working in their field the rest of the time. So depending on which department you're in, that kind of changes what your teachers might be doing in their field. If you're in photography and video, maybe your teacher owns a gallery, maybe they're working as a staff photographer somewhere, as a photo editor. Within our film department, we have directors and sound producers and a lot of film editors as well. The woman listed up here, Carol Bentel, is the interior design department chair, and she owns her own interior design firm, Bentel and Bentel. So you definitely get a really good idea of kind of what it's like to be a professional in whichever department you're in. And you definitely get a lot of those connections through your faculty member as well. And that is also where a lot of our students end up getting their internships and jobs, is through our faculty members. And then, like I mentioned, we have over 38,000 global alumni, and they span across 65 different countries. So this is a very small selection of those. And I can definitely recommend looking up our full alumni list on our website if you're interested in hearing more. And then we also do have a career development office, and they can help you with a lot of simple things like practicing for an interview or something like that. But then they also host internship and career fairs where they invite companies such as the ones listed up here, as well as some smaller companies located in New York as well, so that you can make those connections while you're still a student. And then just jumping in briefly to our different application requirements. So we are also not part of the Common App. We have our own application on our website, and there's 6 different steps that you have to complete in order to receive an admissions decision from us. A couple things to note, if you want to take a screenshot of this, you definitely can, but we do offer fee waivers. And then also currently we are SAT, ACT optional. I did see a question about that in the chat. So for this upcoming application period, we aren't requiring those. And then we also do require a portfolio for all of our departments, but the requirements are different depending on the department that you're applying to. So if you have specific questions, definitely feel free to ask about that. And then just to briefly mention some dates to keep in mind, these are the same every single year. December 1st is our early action deadline, which is a non-binding decision. You just get your decision earlier. And then for any freshmen that are interested in being considered for merit scholarship, you just have to have at least a 3.0 GPA and apply by February 1st, and you'll be automatically considered. And that's about it from me. If you want to keep in contact with us, you can reach out to us at our general admissions email at admissions@sva.edu, or I can also drop my email in the chat as well.
Thank you so much, and thank you to all of our presenters. With that said, we're now going to transition to our Q&A portion. I would encourage all of our presenters to return. Feel free to turn your camera on, and I'm going to pose a question to the group. To our attendees, if you have any questions, any lingering questions, feel free to use that Q&A feature. Our first question is, what is your favorite event or tradition on campus? And feel free to respond in the order in which you presented.
So for New York Tech, one of my favorite event and tradition on campus is Mayfest, which is actually coming up, which is the first week of May. It's a distressor for our students when they're going into finals. So we do like a whole carnival thing on campus. So we get like Ferris wheels, we get like cotton candy machines, food trucks, and all that good stuff out for students just to relax and just enjoy like stuff. And there's free tons of like giveaways. So that's one of our very popular things that we do on campus that I think it's awesome for our students.
Beth, do you want to go ahead and answer?
Oh, I'm sorry. Which is the question? I'm so sorry.
I think it's what's our favorite event on campus?
Oh, our favorite event, we have so many, but we have Debut, which is a fantastic industry event that is attended by so many in the industry. It's a fashion show by our advanced fashion students, and it really draws a fantastic and prestigious crowd. And honestly, these are the creme de la creme of our fashion students, showcasing their talents. And what else would you say, Shannon? It's really, I say that a lot of times students will get picked up by prospective employers at this event. Would you agree?
Yeah, just because it draws around 30,000 people a year. It's a ginormous event. It's typically on campus, but this year and last year it will be virtual. So check our website for information so you can see what it's all about. Yeah. Thank you.
Thanks.
Hi. So my favorite event that we have, I'm gonna sort of elaborate on that, would probably be our Pratt show, and it's a week-long event. And it takes place at Pratt's campus and throughout the city. We showcase like our film and animation students. They'll showcase their work at Brooklyn Academy of Music. They'll also showcase their work at the Alamo Draft House and at Pratt's campus. Our fine arts design students will showcase their work on campus. We'll also have our senior thesis fashion show in the meatpacking district, and that will be open to students. We'll actually give 3 shows there. We'll give 2 industry shows and 1 show that's open to Pratt students and faculty and things like that. So it's a really great sort of community event, and a lot of underclassmen share in this event as well, helping to promote their fellow seniors and things like that. And it does a really nice job of not only placing students in jobs, but also, building the sort of Pratt community when you have different generations of artists helping and working with one another to sort of get their seniors and their fellow classmates out into the field. So that's my favorite event on campus.
So my favorite event at LIM College actually just happened last Friday. It was our annual fashion show, which was really cool. It took place virtually. So we actually, last year, we didn't have our fashion show just, due to the pandemic, but this year we were able to do it in a virtual capacity, which was really cool. It was actually my first time, being able to see the fashion show, and you actually can check it out. If you go to our website, there'll be a section where you can view the fashion show there. So it was just really cool to see, as a fashion school, you see the fashion show, and usually in a normal world, when the fashion show is in person, we have a fashion show production club where the students, it's a student-run fashion show usually, so the students are behind all of the work that you see, and it's just really cool. Students, you're learning in the classroom, you're getting real-world experience through internships, and then through clubs at LIM. I don't know, it just kind of brings everything together. So the fashion show to me is really cool for that reason.
Hi again. My favorite activity that we do at the Conservatory is something called Final Reel, which in your second year, we bring in a professional production crew to film you doing a couple scenes, and it's professionally produced, and you're able to present this upon completion to casting and agents in the hopes that you'll get work. And this actually is how one of our alumni, Jacob Batalon, who plays Ned in the Spider-Man movies, he actually submitted this right when he graduated, like I think a month after he graduated, he submitted this to Marvel, and that's how he got that gig. So it's really cool, kind of a culmination of the 2 years worth of work, and to see this final piece of all the technique work that you've done, and to see it pay off in some instances for some students getting some pretty significant work.
And I guess to wrap up, so my favorite event that SVA holds is called Fresh Meat, which was started in 2001 as our own sort of in-house comic convention, where we have students, mostly within our cartooning and illustration departments, sort of take over the student center, and they set it up like their own miniature comic convention. It's a really great way for students to sort of get experience selling their work, setting up a booth and things like that, but is also open to the public. So anybody can just come in and see the work of all of our really great and talented students. We've had a lot of really great people show throughout all the years there.
Thank you all for sharing. With that said, this concludes our virtual college fair for today. I want to thank all of our panelists for joining us, for taking time out of your busy day. Also want to thank our attendees for joining us. Before we close, I have a few closing announcements. As you exit from this Zoom session, a survey will appear. It's approximately 4 questions or so, but please complete the survey. It's extremely helpful as we aim to improve our virtual college fair offerings in the future. Also want to remind you to sign up for additional sessions by visiting our registration site. And finally, you will have access to this recording within about a week or so. With that said, I want to thank everyone again. I hope everyone has a great evening. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you.
Thanks so much.